Hi snooker fans, Curtis Braithwaite here for QSports.club. I'm in Gibraltar for the Gibraltar Open, so I thought I'd catch up with former world champion, the Thunder from Down Under, for a Q&A session. Neil, how are you, mate?
Yeah, very good, thanks, bud.
Good. Now Neil, in the beginning, what made you take up snooker?
Well, my brother and myself used to go to a snooker club with my dad on the weekends. Every Sunday morning we used to play with my dad, just play like 9-ball and stuff like that for fun.
Yeah.
And the more we got involved with it, my dad, an opportunity came up for my dad to get into partnership with the very same club. So my dad took it over and started running a junior competition for something that for Mark and I to do. And it just went on from there, and it was just a natural progression to get better in the juniors.
Well, wasn't the worst career choice, pal, that's for sure.
No.
Now today, who's had the most influence on your career?
My mum and dad, for sure. My mum, maybe not the most supportive with me to leave school at such a young age, to play snooker, which I think every sort of parent would, everyone understands that. But my dad was supportive all the way, because he knew that I didn't really think I could sort of make any career out of anything through school. I just didn't have any interest in school. So it took my mum a little while to come around, but once she started sort of seeing that I really love snooker, then both were 100% supportive of my choice.
Yeah, I know it was a special day for her when she came over for the World Championship final, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
It was awesome for her. Yeah, that's class, mate. Now, what are your goals for the rest of the season?
Just the same as always. I just try to get better. After every match, I sort of analyse sort of where I could have played better, and I just work on it. I just try to get better as a player. I don't really sort of focus on targeting, winning this event or that event, because you never really know when your good form's going to come. So I just try to get better as a player every month and see where it takes me.
Yeah, good man. I mean, Neil, it's interesting you mentioned about analysing your defeat, because a lot of the younger players and a lot of the new players, they don't really do it. Like I've spoken to a lot of young players, and they just come back and repeat the same thing again. And obviously, to get to the top, you need to make changes when things are not right, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a great example is probably my defeat to Lee Walker a couple of weeks ago in the Welsh Open. I lost 4-3. I played fantastic in the match, but I lost. I lost every frame apart from the decider was on the black, and that's been a bit of a nasty pattern which has been happening this season. And probably 90% of the frames I've been losing probably been on the colours. Yeah. And so it's something that I've analysed, and you don't keep doing that by chance. And so I've realised that my safety's just not being tight enough on the colours, and that's something that I've adjusted, and it's having a positive effect so far.
I mean, it's great to see that, though, like I said, because obviously you've been a serial winner when it comes to winning tournaments. So the fact that you still want to improve and get better is tremendous credit to yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, thanks, mate.
And what cue do you currently use?
I use a John Paris Classic cue. I've had it for about 20 years.
Okay, and what tip?
I use a Elkmaster Pro.
Good man. Now, Neil, you've had plenty of success in your career, pal. What's the most memorable match you've been involved in?
The most memorable. I'd probably say. I mean, excluding the UK Masters and Worlds, I'd say my semi-final match in the Grand Prix against John Higgins in 2009. I think I had 3 total clearances in the match. John played unbelievable as well, and the way it ended, 6-5 on the black, to me was just incredible. I played a very lucky shot where I underscrewed the black for safety, and it nearly went over the hole. That's probably the most sort of dramatic finish I've ever had to a match.
Good man. Sorry to ask you this one, pal. What's your most painful defeat?
Losing the quarterfinals of the World Championships to Graham Dutt, I think. I was probably, I was young enough and dumb enough to think I could win it that year, so I think I had a really good chance, and I was only sort of like 23 or something like that. So, that was the one, because I made a really silly mistake where Graham missed the yellow playing a safety shot, and it was a foul and a miss, and I forgot where the white was, and I decided to play the shot myself from where the white finished rather than put Graham back, and I double kissed the yellow, set it up for him, and he cleared up to the blue to win 13-12, and
ouch.
Yeah, so that one was a nasty one.
Well, at least you put things right in 2010, pal.
That's right. Yeah.
Good man. I know you've beaten all the top players, and obviously a top player yourself. But who would you say is the toughest player on the tour to beat?
I'll probably have to say John Higgins. Yeah, he did sort of the worst player in the world to have a big lead against. I think John sort of really digs in then and he can go sort of 4 or 5 frames without missing, and he's done it to every player in the game. So I'll definitely say John.
Absolutely, pal. Now Neil, you're a Triple Crown winner, but what would you say is your best personal achievement in snooker to date?
Best personal achievement? It would be the Triple Crown. I think probably a lot of people would say the first player to make 100 centuries in a season, when the previous best was something like 50 odd. There's quite a few to choose from. Best personal achievement, I think, would probably be the 100 centuries in the season.
Now, having spent a bit of time with you outside of snooker, I know you have got a great character, but who would you say is your best friend on tour?
Kurt Dunham. It's got to be an Aussie. When there's an Aussie on the tour, it's got to be an Aussie. Joe Perry, sorry mate, you might be a bit annoyed with that, but it would be Kurt. I think Australians have a different sort of relationship with each other. I never really knew Kurt before he came over here, but he just sort of clicked straight away. So many common interests. It was Vinny before Kurt, but Vinny's left me alone, so he's left me, he's gone back home. So it would be Kurt.
Now Neil, I know you like your food, mate, and you're very particular about what you eat, but you look good, unlike some of us. But what is actually your favourite food?
Favourite foods? I am vegan, so... there's a restaurant in London called The Loving Hut, which I go to during the Masters, which is a full vegan restaurant, and it's a Chinese restaurant, and they do all the sweet and sour chicken, the plum duck, and all that sort of stuff. The vegan versions of it. Okay, cool. And if I were to take any sort of friends there who didn't know it was a vegan restaurant, they would come out of there thinking that they had the best Chinese ever. So that place is always one I go to.
Good man. So Neil, just touching on the veganism for a minute, what made you switch from just being a meat eater to vegan?
I think I was looking at making better health choices anyway on the tour. We eat a lot of fast food and stuff like that when we're travelling so much, through airport to airport and country to country, especially in China, can be pretty difficult to find good places to eat. So it was something that I've always been sort of interested in anyway. You got people like Novak Djokovic and Serena Williams. Many other sort of top sportsmen are sort of taking it up now as a much sort of cleaner lifestyle, whether they're doing it through health benefits or obviously ethically as well. So for me, at the start it was about trying to improve my health. Not that I was unhealthy, but just looking to get the edge, try and get better as a player, and the healthier you feel, you're going to play better. And then obviously from the ethical sort of side of it as well, once I sort of once I saw how the animals get treated and everything like that, sort of just made the decision pretty clear to me. So I've been doing it for about 2.5 years, and I haven't regretted it for sure.
Great stuff, pal. Great stuff. Well, you look well, like you said, and it's definitely not having any effect on your game, so that's fine. It's all good. So, what's your favourite drink now?
Favourite drink? A soy Blue Heaven milkshake.
I'll have to try one of them, mate. Now, Neil, you played at all the venues in China, Europe, UK. But what's your favourite venue to play at?
The Crucible for sure, especially the one table setup from the semis onwards is like playing like nowhere else.
Good man. Now, you guys don't get much chance to relax away from snooker, but when you do so, where do you like to relax?
Where or?
Yeah, where? Where do you like to relax? Just when you're not playing.
When I'm not playing, what you mean, sort of practicing at home or?
No, just away from snooker. When your cue's completely down, what do you like to do? Just to chill out.
I collect Warhammer, so I play Warhammer 40k. I love going down to the shop. If I have a day off, I get down there as soon as it opens and play a bunch of games, do a bit of modelling. It's a great place to sort of just get away from everything, and it's really good fun. Yeah, I've seen the figures, you painting the figures and that. I've seen it, mate. I've seen it. Now I know you like your music as well, mate. So what's your favourite music or band you like listening to? I like bands like obviously, I grew up listening to Guns N' Roses and Metallica in my dad's snooker room. I like Evanescence, Within Temptation. They're like a Dutch sort of metal band. I quite like that kind of stuff. I'm not full on metal, but I do like that kind of music. Yeah.
So you're not madly into the hell raising stuff then, no?
No, not quite, mate, not quite.
Quality, pal. Now, who was your sporting hero when you were growing up?
Nathan Buckley. He's a legend for the Collingwood Magpies, an AFL footy team, Australian rules football team.
Good man. And Neil, last question, pal. If you could run world snooker, what changes would you make and why?
Well, I don't think Barry's ever going to reduce the amount of players on the tour, so maybe you have to go for something a little bit more realistic. I'd like to see probably something to help out newer players on the tour with expenses. So something like where you still have to pay your entry fees, but if you were to lose your opening round match, then you get refunded your entry fee because it's about £4,500, and it's a pretty tough expense on sort of young players just coming on the tour. So whatever way possible, just to help the new players on the tour.
Good man. Look, Neil, it's been awesome talking to you as always, pal. And all of us at Q Sports Club want to wish you the very best for the rest of the season.
Yep. Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Cheers, pal.